We need to have a talk, Sean. I just got your report card in the mail, and I am absolutely livid. There isn't even one single A on this card anywhere. Your highest grade was a B+, but that was in gym class. What's going on with you? Are you performing this poorly on purpose?
Why would I go out of my way to get mediocre grades? I did as well as I could, and well, you can see the results for yourself.
Nonsense. I won't hear such ridiculous talk from you. Our family has attended nothing but the most prestigious universities for generations. As the firstborn son of our family, I will not have you going to some run-of-the-mill commoner university.
What do you want from me, Mom? I told you, I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing all the extra homework you're making me do, and taking lessons with a private tutor. Don't you think it's time you accepted that maybe this is just the way I am?
Even if that is just the way you are, I'll have no choice but to force you to clean up your act. If word gets out that my son is merely average, I'll never be able to face my friends again. How much money do you think I've spent on fixing you since your father died,
Too much, apparently. Sorry you wasted Dad's money on me. I don't care about going to some elite university. I'll be happy going to the one I want to attend.
How dare you disgrace your father's memory with such insolence?
I don't know. I doubt he'd be too upset about how I'm doing in school. He was always content to see me doing the things I was passionate about. Remember when you made me take the entrance exam for that private high school? Dad was telling me all the time that I didn't need to stress out too much about it. Seriously, Mom, I think you're going way overboard with your academic elitism.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. You think you can go to just any old university out there? What's the point of even attending a university with an average SAT score of less than 1,300? If you want to go to work at a high-paying company like your father, the only way is to graduate from an elite university.
I'm not Dad, Mom. I'm my own person. I'm gonna walk my own path in life.
That attitude of yours is completely unacceptable for a firstborn son. Why couldn't your younger brother Corey have been born before you? Corey always takes his studies incredibly seriously. I got his report card today as well, and he got straight A's.
Then you can go ahead and consider Corey as your firstborn for all I care. You always treated him way better than me anyway. You barely ever paid any attention to me at all, honestly. So, just leave me alone, will you? Stop getting all over me about college stuff. I'm tired of it.
I wouldn't have to be getting after you like this if you hadn't decided to apply to that peasant university. If any of the other mothers in the neighborhood found out you were attending there, I'd die of embarrassment.
Okay, then just keep your mouth shut and don't tell anyone about me. I won't tell anyone either, so problem solved.
You're not escaping responsibility so easily. Don't forget that we're only able to get by thanks to the money your father left behind when he passed. He built up this fortune for us by graduating from a top-class university and working for a top-class company. All the middle-class peasants say there's more to a person than just their work history. But all the truly elite people only got there due to their elite education.
Good for them. It's still my life, and I'm gonna decide what I do with it.
If that's your attitude, then you can pay me back for all the money I've spent on tutors and private schooling for you.
Did I ever once ask you to spend all that money on me? I mean, why do you think I'm taking private lessons right now anyway? You're making me. But don't try and make me responsible for something you did of your own volition.
You little ungrateful wretch. You're 16 years old now. I don't have to allow you to attend school at all. If you're going to insist upon attending a working-class university, then drop out of high school this very instant.
Which is it, Mom? Do you want me to have an education or not? You've been pushing me all this time to get super elite education. But now you're telling me I have to become a high school dropout?
I told you, Sean, any education other than one at a prestigious university is no education at all. So go on, Sean. Make your own choices, like the big grown-up man you think you are. Drop out of high school and start living on your own. It won't matter to me. I've still got Corey. I know he would never disappoint me like you have.
There you go again, putting all your hopes and dreams on Corey. Do you really think he wants that kind of pressure from you? I can't imagine the amount of stress you're putting him under.
You don't need to worry about Corey. Unlike you, he's an incredibly gifted young man. He knows that everything I'm saying is 100% correct. You should be worrying about yourself, Sean. If you want to graduate high school, attend an acceptable university, and live a life worth living, then you had better shut your impudent little mouth and do exactly as I say. You will be taking the entrance exam for the university I choose for you, and if you do not pass, then I will disown you as my son. The day has come, Sean. Get out of my house by nightfall.
Huh? Oh, I get it. You got the results of my entrance exam back. I take it that I didn't pass then.
Indeed. That's not all, however. You took the entrance exam for that third-rate university despite me explicitly forbidding it. And worse, you passed. It seems like every day you find newer, crueler ways to betray me, boy. I would consider it if you were going to attempt to apply again next year. But you've already enrolled in the university you chose. You're dead to me.
Yeah, I thought this day would come eventually. But seriously, you want me to get out today? I mean, my high school graduation ceremony is in a few weeks.
That's not my concern. Rent an apartment, live in a homeless shelter, or sell yourself into slavery if you have to. You'll have to get by on your own from now on. Be grateful I'm gracious enough to give you a suitcase. Pack as much of your things as you can fit inside of it. I don't want you ever coming back here ever again.
That's how it is, huh, Mom? Fine, I'm leaving.
One more thing. Don't you ever attempt to contact Corey. No phone calls, no text, no social media. From this day forth, you are no longer welcome in this family. I regret the day I brought an imbecile like you into this world. I only have one son now, Corey. I know he'll always do what I tell him to do.
To be honest, I was growing tired of dealing with an overbearing mom like you. So that's just fine with me.
That's exactly the kind of talk I expected from you. Disrespectful to the very end. Pathetic. Perhaps they made a mistake at the hospital and switched my baby out for you. No son of mine would ever behave like you.
And no mother of mine would ever be as controlling as you. One last thing, Mom, about Corey. Back off him, Mom. Stop pushing him so hard. He's his own person just like me.
You truly are an idiot, aren't you? You really think you and Corey are anything alike? Just because you turned out to be an impudent little brat, incapable of anything but disappointing me, doesn't mean Corey will become as much of a miserable failure as you. You've got far more important things to worry about than Corey, like finding a new place to live. And for the record, I will not be giving you any money when you leave.
I don't need any of your money, Mom. Now, leave me alone. I gotta get packing. You want me out by nightfall, right? Fine. My final show of appreciation for giving birth to me and raising me until now? I'll do what you want this one time. But don't ever expect anything from me ever again. I hope I never see or hear from you for the rest of my life.
The feeling's mutual, I assure you. Seeing you again would only remind me of what a colossal failure you turned out to be. I'll be out of the house by evening, so be sure you're gone before I return. Farewell, Sean. It's unfortunate things have happened this way, but this is the path that you've chosen for yourself. Corey, my pride and joy. I just heard the big news. Your job interview was a success.
That's right.
I'm so proud of you. Why don't you come by the house tonight? We need to celebrate. I'll make you a big dinner with all your favorites.
Sorry, Mom. I actually have plans for today.
Oh, is that right? Well, that's too bad. We'll have to have you over very soon, though. Oh, Corey, I just can't tell you enough how proud I am of you. I always knew that you'd get hired into a top-class company, just like your father did. Meanwhile, I'll bet that other boy, whose name need not be spoken, is working the cash register at a convenience store.
Wait, you mean Sean? Are you telling me you didn't know?
Didn't know about what? That he's a colossal disappointment and utter failure? Of course I knew that.
No, that he's actually one of the biggest success stories in a generation.
What? What do you mean? Sean? A success?
Oh, I'm guessing you get most of your news from TV, right? Like, you've never read news articles on the internet?
Why bother? With all the rampant misinformation online, the only network I trust to tell me what's going on in the world is BNN.
Ah, then I guess you want to know.
In any case, what's going on with that fool?
What's going on is he has the world in the palm of his hand. While he was in college, he single-handedly designed and published what's now the #1 most popular app in the world. Then, he sold it for an unbelievable amount of money. Now he's working for one of the most prominent technology firms in the world. I doubt there's a single person who uses social media that doesn't know Sean's name.
That boy's working for a respectable company? Oh, Corey, you always knew how to make me laugh. Now, enough joking around. What's he really up to?
I'm not joking.
Wait, you mean you're serious?
Yeah, Mom. Sean is an absolute genius. I'm jealous of him, really. All I ever had was book smarts, but Sean? He's got something special.
Don't be ridiculous, Corey. You are superior to that fool in every single way.
That's where you're wrong, Mom. Anyway, I want to tell you that I'm grateful for all the support you've given me. But from now on, I think it's best we go our separate ways. I don't need you to micromanage every single facet of my life anymore. So thanks for offering to celebrate with me, but I don't think I'll ever be coming home again.
Corey, you're not going to come home again?
That's what I said.
But weren't you going to move back home after you finish university?
Are you kidding me? You think I'd voluntarily walk back into that house? I'd rather spend the rest of my life in a prison cell. Life with you was practically a prison anyway.
Oh yeah, I only hinted that I might come back because you were paying for my tuition. But I don't need that anymore. And I don't need you anymore either.
But Corey, I've spent an incredible amount of money on you over the years.
Yeah? And did I ever ask you to do that? No, you just kept throwing money at me. Besides, I fulfilled my end of the bargain. I went to the private elementary school, middle school, high school, and college you told me to, didn't I? It seems to me like we're even.
Corey, I've worked myself to the bone to support you ever since you were a baby.
Oh yeah? Like how? The way I see it, me and Sean are the only ones who have done any real hard work around here. Plus, I've been wanting to say this for a long time now, but you never went to community college. Where do you get off telling me and Sean that we have to get some super elite university?
But you boys have your father's blood in you. You're capable of much greater things. And I'll have you know that I could very easily have gotten into a prestigious university if I wanted to. It's just that, well, my family didn't quite have the financial resources is all.
That doesn't change the fact that you graduated from a community college. The only reason I've stayed quiet and done what you told me to until now is because I didn't really have anything in particular I want to do with my life. I figured I might as well get a solid academic record in the meantime. And I would eventually find my path later on. And now that I've graduated and know what I want, I don't have any reason to put up with your oppressive parenting anymore.
You're not going to start working until next month though, right? What are you going to do until then? Where are you going to live?
I'll figure something out. I worked part-time all this time, so I've got plenty of savings. And if all else fails, John has told me that I'm more than welcome to stay with him for as long as I need to.
Corey, dear, can we please talk about this? You see, I've used up almost all of your father's inheritance. I thought that once you graduated and got a good job that you could help support me. That's why I've poured everything into you and your education.
But again, I never asked you to do that. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Corey, wait. I understand that maybe I was a bit pushy in the past, but I can change. Please, Corey, you're the only person I can rely on. Hello there, Sean. It's been so long since we've talked. How are you doing these days, dear?
Huh? Mom?
What a relief. I was afraid you blocked my number.
I only kept your number in my contact list in case something happened with Corey.
You are such a considerate older brother, Sean.
So, what do you want? Whatever it is, make it quick. I got better things to do than shoot the breeze with you.
The truth is, I wanted to apologize to you.
Yeah?
You must have gone through so much because of me. I'm so sorry for kicking you out before you graduated from high school.
Let me take a wild guess at what's going on here. You're only contacting me now because Corey told you about me. Am I right?
No, I mean, yes. Corey did tell me about you and what you've done since we last spoke. But I wasn't planning to contact you at first. Then I read a few of those silly internet articles about you, and I immediately regretted the way I acted toward you. I should have been more supportive of you and your choices. It says here you were barely making ends meet for most of your time in college.
It was a miracle I was even able to attend school at all. Fortunately for me, some of Dad's old friends were kind enough to help me out when I needed it. Granted, I did my best to pay for everything myself, mind you. If it weren't for them, I never would have made it this far.
I'm so sorry, dear.
You don't need to be. Struggles of my youth are part of what made me what I am. I don't think of you at all anymore.
Listen, won't you come by the house one of these days? I'd love to have the chance to sit down and chat with you. I understand you're out of the country on business quite often, but you're at home now, right?
5 years ago, you told me that I was dead to you.
Oh, that? You can't hold me to that, Sean. I didn't mean it. I was just angry, that's all.
No, you definitely meant it. And if Corey never told you I was rich, you wouldn't be talking to me right now. You actually felt bad about what you did? You would have made some kind of move to reconcile with me before now. But you didn't, did you? All you had to do was a simple internet search for my name, and you would have found out all you need to know. But you didn't even do that.
You have to understand, though. I never use the internet for news. It's full of misinformation. They talk about it on TV all the time.
It's whatever. I don't really care. Like I said, I don't need an apology. Nothing's gonna repair our broken relationship at this point.
But Sean, I desperately need your help.
Excuse me?
I poured every last cent of your father's estate into Corey, but now he's telling me that he won't live with me anymore. I don't have any money left to live on. What am I supposed to do from now on?
Sounds like a you problem to me, Mom. Dad left you tons of money. You should have been more careful with it.
I saw a picture of your house on the internet, Sean. It looks massive. It's probably 4 times as big as our house. I'll bet it's a terrible pain to have to keep it all neat and tidy. How about this? I'll move in with you, and in return, I'll do all your cleaning and cooking, too.
No thanks. After what you did to me, you still have the nerve to come crawling to me for help? Just when I think you couldn't disappoint me any more than you already have.
Sean, I beg you, I'm desperate. The house is starting to fall apart. There are all sorts of repairs I need to make. And you know how terrible inflation is these days. I did some math, and at this rate, I will be completely penniless by the end of next year.
Oh, then it sounds like you've got plenty of time. You're still in your 50s, right? You can work just fine.
But Sean, I've been nothing but a housewife for the last 30 years. What am I supposed to do for work?
I don't know. Well, you have to find something. It's either that or starve.
You've got plenty of money, don't you? I may not have been as motherly to you as I could have been, but you never wanted for anything as long as I was watching over you. Don't you feel any gratitude for that at all?
Yep, it's just as I thought. All you were after was my money.
I wouldn't be coming to you like this if I weren't in deep, deep trouble.
Okay, fine. I'll send you some money.
Really? You will? I always knew I could count on you. You're nothing like that younger brother of yours. He took all he could take from me and ran away. I should have known he'd turn out like this. He was such a greedy boy.
I'll send you the exact amount of money that you spent on my education. I'll even throw in some extra to cover food and other living expenses you paid for me.
What? You mean you're not going to give me a monthly allowance? Or cover the repairs to the house? That's all?
I'm not under any compulsion to give you any more. That's what you tried to get me to do 5 years ago, remember? I've decided that it actually seems like a pretty good deal. With this, you'll no longer be able to hold anything over my head ever again. Man, thank God I didn't rely on you for my college tuition. If I had, I would have to shell out way more money to cut ties with you.
Wait, Sean. That's not going to be anywhere near enough to cover my retirement expenses.
Is that my problem? Nope, it's yours. You have to take care of that yourself.
I gave birth to you, Sean. I fed you, clothed you, and housed you for almost 18 years. And you think you can repay me for all of that with just a little bit of money?
You should be grateful that I'm offering you that much. Don't forget, you were the one who disowned me. I don't have to give you anything at all. Would you prefer that?
I'm sorry for what I did to you, Sean. I was a terrible mother to you, I admit that. I should have been kinder to you. And I swear from now on, I'll be the kind of mother you deserve. So please, don't abandon me like this. In spite of everything that's happened between us, I'm still your mother.
You gave up that title 5 years ago when you told me, quote, "You're dead to me." Oh, as long as I'm using your words against you, here's another one. It's unfortunate things happen this way, but this is the path that you've chosen for yourself. My mom kept messaging me for a while after that to get me to change my mind, but I just ignored her. I was only in town for a few days, so I made sure to see my brother so we could catch up. He told me that he thinks he should be able to make it until his first paycheck with the money he saved up right now. But I wrote him a check anyway. It's the least I could do for him. After I left home, he had to bear the brunt of Mom's overbearing nature all by himself. I know it's not the kind of thing that can be fixed with just money, but I still wanted to help him in any way I could. As for our mom, she ran out of money much earlier than she expected and had to pick up a part-time job. I can only assume that she's keeping herself busy, because her texts to me and my little brother are going less and less frequent every day. Likewise, with each passing day, I can feel the burden of the expectations she had on me become lighter and lighter. I debated what to do about my mom for some time, but I can say for sure that cutting ties with her was the right decision.